Hey guys, I want to do something for Halloween, so I'm making my list of my top 11 favorite horror films. So, yeah. Why 11? I don't know, I decided to put in one more. Uh, Number 11 is Roman Polanski's Repulsion, which, by the way, before I go into it, there was a bunch of horror films that could have made the list, but I decided to keep them off because I don't really consider them horror films. Some examples would be Alien, Jaws, Silence of the Lambs. I don't consider those horror films, but if they were to make my list, they would be very high up, I assure you. So, yeah, Repulsion from 1965 by Roman Polanski, starring I can never get her last name right, Catherine Deneuve. For some reason, I always get tongue-tied trying to say her last name, but anyway, it's a very good psychological horror film about a woman who I think has schizophrenia. I don't remember what exactly it is, but she's left alone in her apartment when her roommate / sister goes on vacation to Rome, I believe, and she just basically breaks down mentally in this hotel, in this apartment building, and it really has some great imagery in this. It was actually Roman Polanski's first English language film. I think this was the follow-up to Knife in the Water, but I don't know if it made one after that. But I know that this was definitely one of his more acclaimed films. It's 100% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So another one, Diabolique. It's about a school teacher who has a domineering type of husband who's the headmaster, who she and a friend kill him, drown his body in a bathtub, and then dump it in the school pool, which is basically filled with leaves and garbage, and it's all black, you can't see the bottom. And just coincidentally that they drain the pool like the day after they dump his dead body in there, and they don't find a dead body at all. So it's it really gets good once you get into that part. Like, it really gets creepy. Especially my favorite scene is where there's a group photo of like the teachers and students, and in the background you see like a sort of ghost of the husband. It has a great ending. It's very highly recommended. Number 9, Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. Great film. Anthony Perkins is the only person that could ever play Norman Bates, and the fact that they had Vince Vaughn play Norman Bates in the horrendous remake of this is just so laughable. But you can never beat the original Psycho by Hitchcock. It's really one film that I saw at a young age. This was actually my first Hitchcock film that I ever saw, and it was the first R-rated film I've ever seen that wasn't on TV. So, as you can tell, I saw this at a young age, and the ending, a lot of people don't fall for. Like, nowadays audiences could probably figure out what the ending's going to be before it happens. But, as a kid, it blew my mind. I was definitely one of the people that fell for the ending the first time they saw it. It amazes me that people haven't seen this film, because it's definitely one of the bigger horror films of all time. Based on the character Norman Bates was based on Ed Gein. That was 9. This is number 8. Bride of Frankenstein, my absolute favorite of the Universal horror films. I love Frankenstein. Dracula's very good, but I've always had a love affair with Bride of Frankenstein. It's one of the rare sequels that's universally hailed as superior to the original. One daring move that I think that really pays off with this film is that the monster's given more personality, and he actually talks, which in a lot of times ruins the monster, but it really makes it more interesting, and it's a very, very excellent film. It's great for repeat viewings. Number 7, Halloween. With all slasher films, not all of them, you know, Psycho being a major exception, but Halloween is definitely one of those unfortunate slasher films where it definitely has a lot of filler. And if you count the amount of times they say totally, like the teenage girls in this movie, it gets really annoying. But it has some of the better scare tactics in film, where I find that the scarier moments in film are more of what you don't see than you do see, or like knowing things that are going to happen when the characters don't. I always find that to be more terrifying than anything. That's it beats blood and gore hands down without question. This is one film that was made for people to yell at their TV screens. A great example is when the killer, Michael Myers, is down on the ground, and Laurie is kind of like lying against the wall and kind of trying to catch her breath, and like Michael kind of raises from lying down to sitting up and just turns his head like that. I could just picture so many people yelling at their screen with that. It's got one of the great horror movie endings of all time. The score is great. It's a great film. I wouldn't put it as like one of the best horror films of all time. You could definitely put it up there like as a 10 spot or something like that, but what I mean is, like, the top 3, I don't think it quite makes it, but it's definitely one of the better horror films out there. I keep losing count. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, so this is 6. Evil Dead. This is like the most insane, well, not true. Brain Dead / Dead Alive is much worse than this, but this is like, the back gives it the perfect explanation of what to expect from the film. The ultimate experience in grueling terror. I got this from Best Buy for like $7 a couple years ago. I didn't expect it to look very good because it was like, I think 38mm, and it was very grainy. It never looked good in the first place. But the Blu-ray looks so good that it almost hurts the film because the effects look fake because of how good this looks. It's just so much gore. It's awesome. The stop motion effects towards the end are really a showstopper. Oh, I keep forgetting. So 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This is 5. Dawn of the Dead. The remake's good, but I've always preferred the original. Just the zombies have personality. The characters, you feel like you've known them for years. They have real personalities which you care about. It has some. It's just a great film. It's so entertaining. It's. I don't really put it as scary as much as it is entertaining. This is one of the most entertaining horror films you could ever watch. So number 4 is Rosemary's Baby. Great great horror film. It's about a woman who moves in. Rosemary, played by Mia Farrow, moves into an apartment with her husband, played by John Cassavetes, who I've been compared to. And they kind of grow like a friendship with their neighbors, who Rosemary, after she becomes pregnant, begins to suspect are satanic devil worshippers who are going to try to steal her baby. It's one of those movies that when you read like the synopsis, it sounds like a kind of silly movie, but it really works. And it's kind of set up into two parts. The first half is just setting everything up, but the second half is non-stop suspense to the film ends, and it's just filled with little moments that just aren't really supposed to be like important to the plot, but are just suspenseful because of everything else that surrounds it. Like the scene where Rosemary's in a phone booth on the phone, and there's someone outside the phone booth who probably has nothing to do with their neighbors or isn't important at all, but you're watching them because of the circumstances and everything that's going around them, and it really creates suspense. Just a meaningless scene. I mean, it's just such a great film. This next one, I have many copies of, actually, because I have a lot of public domain box sets, but I just grabbed this one. It's Night of the Living Dead, the original. This was a gift by my mom, by the way. She just, out of nowhere, gives me this tin set. I was like, oh, thanks. But Night of the Living Dead is one of those horror films that I can really gets under my skin if I watch it at night. Like, I could just picture, like, when I watch it and the film's over, I could just picture zombies being outside, and it sets up the perfect atmosphere. It's one of the perfect atmospheric viewing experiences, where for what the giant epidemic zombie films don't bother me, but the smaller ones get to me. Like, I could just picture me boarding up the house and looking out the window and seeing zombies everywhere. And the one thing that really gets to me more than anything else in any kind of film or TV show or whatever is looking out the window and seeing monsters or like aliens or ghosts or whatever. That stuff really gets me more than anything, and this is one of those films that really exploits that. Like, if I watch videos on ghosts or whatever, I cannot walk to my room fast enough. It's that kind of stuff that really gets to me. Number 2. 2 and 1 were very close. I couldn't decide which would be 1 or what would be 2. So I had to think about this for a while. And I've decided that I would put The Exorcist as number 2. I hate people that say that, oh, it's not scary. Well, even if you don't find it scary, it's still a masterpiece. I find this to be a really good film, whether I'm scared or not. It's filled with great moments in the film, like the like devil kind of heads that pop up every once in a while are really freaky. This shot on the cover is one of my favorite moments in the film, just with the unbelievable score of Tubular Bells. It's just a masterpiece. And number 1, The Shining. Yeah, this is just one of the most eerie, unsettling viewing experiences that you could ever have. It's just so creepy from start to finish. Jack Nicholson is very over the top, but at the same time, it's there's two. I forgot who said it, but there's two types of performances. There's the kind that's so over the top that it's great, and there's so subtle that it's great. And this is definitely one of those James Cagney type of over-the-top performances, and it's great. This film is really a great watch every single time I see it. It freaks me out all the time. So that was my top 11 favorite horror films, and happy Halloween.